Shalom Ura, what does it mean to dream about dirty water? Today, I'm going to explain what it means to dream about dirty water and some things you need to know about this. First point, dreaming about dirty water. Is it tied to a warning that God is giving you that you are going to find yourself in trouble or that someone is going to get you into trouble? And so to speak, it also represents the condition in which you are or could find yourself. It is important to note that dreams are warnings. They are episodes embedded in your mind or spirit, which God uses to warn you about things that are going to happen or things that will happen in the future. Not all dreams are from God, but here are some tips to help you recognize when God might be speaking through a dream. Many people write to me about this, and it's one of the most common dreams. Well, actually, I'm going to mention three of the most common dreams that people have. People write to me a lot saying they dream about prophets. What does it mean to dream? The first is that they dream about dirty water, for sure. The second is that they dream about pythons, boas, snakes that are big, like anacondas. And the third is that they dream a lot. A lot of people tell me that they dream about. They dream about a man who visits them, who chases them. Look, first point, dreaming about dirty water means that God is showing you that a problem is coming. Yes, literally, be careful, because if a problem is coming, after God shows you that dream, you have to pray so that God tells you in which area of your life that problem is coming, whether it's in your home, your marriage, your job, where. Because immediately God shows Joseph the dream of this Pharaoh. The first thing Joseph does is interpret for him by the Spirit the dream Pharaoh had and tell him its meaning. When you have a dream, you have to pray to God so that God reveals the meaning to you of the dream that you have had, since one of the easiest ways to speak to men, whether they are Christian or not, is through dreams. The book of Job says it because it terrifies me with visions and dreams. One of the easiest ways, I repeat, for God to speak to men is through dreams. In fact, it's the most common way he uses, whether someone is Christian or not. Pharaoh wasn't Christian, Nebuchadnezzar wasn't Christian. If I mention non-Christians in the Bible whom God spoke to through dreams, it highlights that this prophetic generation is fulfilling Joel 2-28. In the last days, the Bible says God's Spirit will be poured out on all people and they will have dreams. One of the fruits of this outpouring of God's power for this generation is that people will have dreams. Even ungodly people will dream about things before they happen. And why do they happen? Because God is dealing with this generation simply in this way. Because it is the last generation, and it is the generation, my dear friends, that the Bible talks about. Well, second point. First point, I'm going to finish with the first one. Dreaming of dirty water means that you are going to get into trouble. And if you are inside the dirty water, it means your condition, that you are not well, that you need to repent. You need to turn back. If God lets you see yourself in dirty water, in a ditch, in a mud bog, it means you are not well, you are not acting right, and you need to turn back to Him. You need to turn back to God. Second point, dreaming of a giant snake. Dreaming of a giant snake, dreaming of a giant snake. That is, a python. Dreaming of a boa, of an anaconda. It represents, listen to me, not just any snake. The snake represents other kinds of things. The snake represents one thing, and big snakes represent something else. I'm not going to confuse a snake with a big snake. The snake is a symbol, my dear friends. It can be a symbol of deception, and it can also symbolize health. It can symbolize health? Yes, but that depends on the moment, the condition, and the time, and how you see it. But the boa, the big snake, which isn't a regular snake but a boa, has to do with eroticism. This is erotic. This is God warning you. If you dream that a big snake is going to come in, it's a spirit that's going to destroy your marriage, or God is warning you. Be careful, because they're going to try to seduce you. If you're a man, it appears as a woman. If you're a woman, as a man. This spirit appears this way, making it an erotic spirit appearing as a female teacher. That's why, if you see one of the paintings of a demon called Santa Marta, which is an unclean spirit, it's a demon. Its representation is that it appears with a big snake. She has a big snake in her arms and coiled around her neck. Because this symbol of eroticism is how this unclean spirit of Santa Marta works in women or in men who carry it by seducing. It's somewhat similar. I can tell you that Jezebel had this spirit. This is a python spirit, a serpent. It can also happen to people who have this homosexual spirit. You know what I mean. They have this spirit too. But if you dream about this big snake, it means that you are going to go through something or God is warning you. Because that's why God is showing it to you, to warn you. And this is so that it doesn't happen to you, that there will be an attack in your marriage or in your home or directly to you. Be careful, be careful, be careful, be careful, because it could be that. God is showing you this so that you are alert about what could happen in your marriage, in your home. If you dream about a child and you see him surrounded by a big snake, he was sleeping and the snake was on top of him, or on you, or on your husband, or whoever it may be. God is warning you that this person should be cautious in their love and married life, especially with the person they are meeting or will meet. Second point. Now the third point. So I'm telling you about the 3 dreams that people write to me about most often, that they have dreams about this. I'm explaining it to you so you have an idea. And the second and third are about a man. A lot of people tell me that a man appears to them, who chases them, who sometimes exchanges things with them. Look, be very careful with this, because it could be the devil. Yes, Satan can visit you in a dream, and in the middle of that dream, he can exchange things with you. Notice this, if you have 2 kids, he will exchange something with you and say he'll do something for you. Listen, I know the guy in the dream will talk to you about money and other things. If you refuse his deal, he'll chase and pursue you until he wants to destroy you. And this is where it happens that many people go to bed and never wake up. If they dream about this man who appears in dreams, he catches up to them and they never wake up again. Do not open doors to this man, fight against him. Don't trade gifts like, give me the goats, or say, Prophet, I dreamed I owned lots of cattle. This man told me, give me the goats and I'll make you a millionaire and give you a number. Some converts write to me saying to stop playing numbers, to stop playing the lottery when a man appears in your dreams giving you lottery numbers. Without realizing it, you could be selling your soul or your children. You could be handing over your grandchildren to Beelzebub. All because of being addicted to the lottery, to playing numbers. Like I've come across some elderly people. Oh, brother, I'm happy. It's just that I saw a man who gave me the lottery numbers. Dreamed a lottery number, so I went to play it. What? No, my friend. This means they've sold you. If you've sold your soul, sold your children, you've given access, you've opened a door, you've opened a portal for the enemy to come into your house, your family, your health. Because through dreams are portals that allow God to speak to you, to warn you, or also to let demonic entities cross over. There are people who, because of things they see, take advantage. Spirits of succubi and incubi. And they attack men and women sexually in their dreams, making them wake up completely covered in their bodily fluids, in their own fluids. You already know what I'm referring to. Yes, doing that to them, making them wake up completely covered in their bodily fluids in their private parts. So this has happened to many people. This has happened to many people. And I've experienced it too. Listen to me, I remember once that an evangelist and I were preaching in a place called Mocha. And that day, brother, back then we had to sleep in churches. There were people, brother, who would host us in churches. That's where we stayed. I'm telling you, brother, this was a long time ago, around 2014, 2015. This man and I were here because we were preaching, and both he and I, brother, were given a place to stay. We slept in a church, and they would throw down a mattress, and that's where we slept. We were sleeping in the church, and both he and I had to lie down on the mattress. And while we were there, brother, that same day we both had a visitation. Listen carefully. A visitation from a succubus spirit in our minds. He dreamed about a teacher, and I dreamed, brother, about another teacher. But I woke up quickly. I said, I rebuke the devil. He dreamed about a woman. I also dreamed about another woman. I was just a teenager back then. But it seems like the enemy hit the man hard. The enemy hit him, and yes, he woke up with bodily fluid on him. It seems like the man was just like that. Not me, brother. I woke up at dawn when the enemy was trying to get into my mind, right there in the dream, showing me this woman. I woke up, brother, and I was fine, brother. He slept on one mattress, I slept on another, but I woke up quickly. I started to pray. And then the man told me, oh no, the enemy visited me now. The man told me, and I dreamed about it. I told him, me too. But there was a difference. I woke up. I was able to have control. I was able to rebuke quickly, and right away I started to pray. Nothing happened. Why? What? An awakened person. More. However, the man woke up completely. You already know. And this happens, my dear friends. Let me repeat. Because dreams are portals. Dreams. You are opening up. You interact. How is it possible that something that happened to me in a dream will happen to me in real life? How is it that if I dream that I'm in a dream? There are people who dream that they're fighting, and when they wake up with bruises and scratches, because dreams are sometimes also portals. So be careful with what you dream, because God can speak to you and can be dressing you. But also be careful with what you dream, because there are dreams that don't come from God. They come from Beelzebub, and this can serve as a kind of portal. The dream will depend on your spiritual condition. God can have mercy on you even when you're in bad shape and speak to you through them. But in most cases, what will happen is that if you dream while you are not doing well, if you are in a situation of rejection toward God, what will happen is that a portal will open because your soul is dark. Your influence is negative, and what you'll call up is an abyss. That's why the proverb says one abyss calls to another abyss. Your soul, being dark, is an abyss, and when you dream, you will call to another abyss, and that will become a portal. There will literally be a portal in your house, in your body, everywhere, in your family. And from there, thousands and thousands of demons will pass through. Is someone here with me? Is someone here? That's why when Jesus wanted to send the unclean spirits from the demon-possessed man in Gadara back to the abyss, where they came from, they begged him not to. Jesus said he would send them there. You'll see. Oh no, please, oh no. They understood what it was like because that's where they came from. One abyss calling another, probably this brother. They even told Jesus themselves. They say, why are you tormenting us if the time hasn't come yet? Do you know what they were trying to say to Jesus? This brother opened an abyss. This guy opened an abyss. I don't know if he opened it in a dream. What I know is that the guy opened an abyss by sinning, he dreamed. Those legions of demons entered him, and they stayed to live in that body. He did it by breaking chains. They made him wake up in a cemetery, in a tomb, in a cave, in a catacomb underground. Brother, all because some dream this guy had opened that portal, that abyss, because that's what a portal is. That's a black abyss. When your soul is black, you call another abyss. One abyss calls another abyss. So, brother, do you know what they were trying to say to Jesus? Not yet. It's not time. Why do you torment us before the time? In short, this guy sinned. This guy opened an abyss. This guy dreamed in sin. This guy was in bad shape. He opened a door. We are here legally. Why? Because it's not your time yet. You haven't died on the cross. That's what they were telling him. You haven't gone to the cross so that he can be free. He opened a door and he can't have freedom. He will be tormented until you go to the cross. What did Jesus say to him? Be quiet and come out. What they were trying to tell Jesus was that until you go to the cross, this man can't be free. But Jesus said to him, be quiet and come out. He threw it to the pigs, brother, as a kind of compensation. Jesus was going to send him to the abyss, but due to a legal act, the man couldn't be freed. That's true. Before the time when Jesus died, that's when he would be set free by the blood of Christ. However, God's mercy reached this man ahead of time and set him free. To make up for that, he didn't send him to the abyss, but instead into the pigs, which then died by running off a cliff. So dreams are something you should really pay attention to, because through a dream, you can get out of a huge problem. What? Believe me, through a dream. Do you know the problem that Pharaoh avoided, brother? He saved his nation from falling into misery just because of a dream. Because a dream can be the voice of God. So pay attention to your dreams, because God could be speaking to you through them. I'm not asking you to live your life based on dreams, because that's what the Bible is for. You can't live your life like, oh no, I dreamed this, I dreamed that. No, that's not how it works. The Bible is the believer's manual. The Bible is the manual for life that God left us, not dreams. But dreams are methods and tools. God can also use them to fulfill his purpose and to speak to people. So God bless you. God keep you. This is your brother and prophet Diony De La Rosa greeting you. I'd like to invite you to like and share this video. Subscribe and turn on notifications if you haven't yet. Follow me on Facebook as Diony De La Rosa and on Instagram as Prophet Diony De La Rosa for prayer. Remember, our ministry does not ask for money. If someone writes to you asking for money for an orphanage, it's a lie. Our ministry does not have an orphanage. And remember, our main page is Diony De La Rosa with a Y on Facebook. And it has 300,000 followers. Don't be fooled by fake accounts and fake pages. God bless you. God keep you. Shalom.